Righty, Dodge Dart fans. You were looking at a 67 Dodge Dart GT convertible with the rare 273 4-barrel, which they call the 273 HiPo. This car is real nice, real solid, beautiful. And this is the first year of this body style. And this is why they sold basically a gazillion copies. You know, they look like they're bigger brothers. I've mentioned this in other videos before, so we're not going to belabor the point. But just for what it is, it's a super nice high-end driver. It's not concourse. It's got patina, even on the restoration that was done. But everything looks very nice. Those are not correct seat covers, which is okay. But I went ahead and re-dyed them into the colors that Chrysler put out for 67. It was an opalescent white. So if you're looking at that, it has like a distinct yellow coating on it. Well, that's because it's opalescent white for 67. And for those Mopar guys, you know I'm right. It's definitely a different kind of white. But GT 273 4-barrel. So it's one of the very rare 67 HiPo convertibles. It's automatic column shift. Okay, I didn't order the damn thing. Sorry. Yeah, it would have been 4-speed with a 410 in it, you know. Yeah, like everybody wants. But anyway, I'm just digressing a little bit. But the car is done up very nicely, as you can see. It's got the gauze garage detail on it, using the best of the high temperature ceramic paints. The headers are new, so those aren't actually painted. Those are actually jet coated and installed on the car, evidently probably shortly before I bought it. But yes, it's a real deal HiPo 4-barrel. It's got all the newest repop parts on it. And then on eBay, I bought this front license plate because I just thought it was, I was looking for something that was a 67 Dart GT convertible, but there was nothing out there. And when I saw the Mannix license plate, I said, that's it, right there. Because I'm old enough to remember Mannix. Even though he drove around in a dark green 68 Dodge Dart GTS, this is the precursor of the GTS. It's the 273 HiPo Dodge Dart GT. Of course, you had a 383 available, like 500 units in 67. But it wasn't until 1968 that you had a real deal dealership option where you could order a 383 in these little tiny cars. But this is the small block example. Let's give it a quick start. See how it sounds. Oh boy, I hope it starts. It starts like that every time. One of the best running cars I have. You hit that key, it's running. By the way, I just installed this today. It fell off, or somebody grabbed it. It was gone. And I found this repop. And $160 later, thank you. No thank you very much. But anyway, there it is. It's back on. Heck, you know what? 57 years old? Hell, in dog years, this thing's dead. But anyway, it's a pretty car. Pretty car. Yes, it is, but it's a little bulldog. High compression, 10.5-1 compression from the factory. They were some screaming little small blocks for the time, but they were definitely never a 340. As anybody who's ever had a 340, they know as well. But for the time, you know, 65, 66, 67, you had 273s. So that's what they were doing. And anyway, very beautiful little car. So, and back into the dash here. There we go. All the turn signals work. Even the AM radio works, the original one. It's an amazing car. Somebody went through and actually made sure the electrical system was okay, because when you open up the doors on this car at nighttime, everything in this convertible lights up like a Christmas tree. It's amazing how bright it is. So someone went through it. And that's kind of the things I like, is you take an old car out at night, you don't know how fast you're going, because the I was saying hello to the ladies. Anyway, yeah, at nighttime, you don't know what lights don't work or anything, and I've had many cars like that. This one is like all lit up, and I really appreciate that. That shows you that somebody really went through the car. So, and being an old classic convertible of the first year of this body style, and being a high performance one, in 1967, you can look up the production numbers. There were 38,000 Dodge Dart GTs that were manufactured. They sold extremely well. And this one is one of about between estimated 250 to 260 convertibles ever made with the HiPo 273. And this is the original engine. As you know, if you're a Mopar guy, and maybe if you're not, I'm going to tell you, is that in 67 you did not have numbers match. They just didn't do it. It wasn't until mid-year 68 that they would do a numbers match car. So I got under there and I looked at the cast date and the assembly date, and the assembly date shows 8 days after SPD. Okay, now you're asking, okay, well, what the hell is SPD? SPD is scheduled production date. That's the one that's printed up when the car is ordered. They have a scheduled production date, a general estimate. And most cars, I can't say whether they're before or after, because sometimes they can catch up, so you never know. But most cars are made very close, or unless they're specialty cars like Superbirds and stuff like that, they can be put together a pretty much long time from their scheduled production date, depending on what happens with them at vendors and shit like that. So anyway, there's also other different lines, but the biggest thing is that this engine is 8 days past scheduled production date. And scheduled production date, or SPD, let me see here, is 9/28, September 28th. So it's a first quarter car. You got August, September, October. Okay, so this was made in 66 for the 67 model year, and there you have it. The engine is within 8 days of that. That's how you can tell, you know, it's the original engine, or somebody just won the lottery and got lucky by putting one within 8 days of the SPD. Okay, I think you get the point. And there you have it. Very rare, very beautiful Dodge Dart GT. Thank you.